Hey guys, it's Cameron here. Woo, woo, woo. There we go. Eat. Hey guys, it's Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that helped me build up a sizable rent portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today I want to talk about a question I received on Bigger Pockets. It was regarding how to deny an applicant. So if you guys are just starting out, maybe you just picked up one rental property and you're like, yeah, I'll manage it myself. Very, very, very good idea. Managing it yourself will give you a solid basis on what it takes, when you hire somebody, what you want, and what level of work they're going to be doing or not going to be doing, right? You can tell pretty quickly if you've done it before and managed your own units on the quality of management from somebody else. But one of the things that you'll go through when you have your new property is finding a tenant. And once you find that tenant, you'll want to screen them. And unfortunately, throughout the screening process, you're going to find people that are not a fit. You're going to find people you have to deny. So I just want to talk about denying an applicant. Now, I'm not a doomsday attorney. There are some people who will say, oh my God, you're going to get sued. You got to be careful on this and that. But in all reality, as long as you are firm but fair, you will have virtually no issues in court. I can't say that indefinitely or definitively, I should say. But if you have just a list of criteria that you say that you tell every tenant, and we have just a little sheet, just one page. Actually it's a couple pages, but it's got other verbiage in there. But really, there's just a few pieces of qualification, or a few parameters, or a few criteria for qualification. And I'll go over the high ones. 3 times gross monthly, or your gross income's got to be more than 3 times a monthly rent. So if rent's $1,000 a month, you got to gross more than $3,000 a month. Very clear, easy to look at. What's their W-2? Do they make it or not? Done. No evictions, none, 0. Through Buildium, the software that we use, it does an eviction screening. If eviction comes up, they're gone. No questions asked, no nothing. No felonies. We want to take, ownership of who we put in these properties. If I lived in a neighborhood, who would I want next door to me? I don't want felons. I don't want child molesters. I don't want, murderers and stuff like that. So we do not take any felons. The other bit is if we do animals, we don't do any animals on the dangerous breeds list for dogs specifically. But that's the biggest criteria, guys. There's not really anything ambiguous about that, right? You either make 3 times the monthly rent or you don't. You either have evictions or you don't. You guys, and this depends. We use a little bit different criteria in Athens, Ohio with our student rentals than we do in Houston with our general tenants, right? The working class tenants or the family tenants. Different criteria. But as long as we're using the same criteria here as we are, or for all the tenants, we can use different criteria in different states, but as long as all these criteria are the same and all these criteria are the same, we're okay. So in Houston, we manage all the tenants the same. 3 times rent, no evictions. There's other bits and pieces in there. No broken leases, no felonies. I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but come up with your own list. And if you guys if you're worried about a place to start, comment below and I will walk through. I'll create another video on walking through the list. But you have your criteria and then you have to deny. There's somebody that comes in and they're denied, right? They have an eviction. How do you go about that? Well, first of all, you have your criteria. They cannot say, Cameron didn't tell me that I couldn't have an eviction. I'm sorry, here's our application process. It says right here that no evictions. Doesn't matter, black, white, Hispanic, man, woman, child, old, whatever, blue, purple, foreigner, domestic, doesn't matter. That criteria is extremely clear. And you guys know, due to fair housing, you cannot discriminate, and just due to being a general good human being, you don't discriminate based on race, sex, color, religion, blah, 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 all that. So You have to have clear criteria that is non-discriminatory. And when you deny an applicant, you simply, we use something called an adverse action notice. And we let them know that, hey, here is why you were denied. It's a very standard form. Again, we give them the criteria, standard form, and you guys could make this up on your own. It doesn't matter what it is. And just said, regretfully, it could be an email, whatever you want to say. We regret to inform you that you were denied application to this address for the following reasons. You have an eviction. Done. You don't need to say anything else. You don't need to elaborate on why. That's it. You had your criteria. You denied them for that reason. Where people get into trouble, and then when the attorneys start knocking fair housing, whatever, is when you say they need a favorable credit score. What is a favorable credit score? What does that mean to you? Favorable credit score to me could mean 600. A favorable credit score to somebody else could mean 800. Well, why did you deny that person and not that person? They had a 600, they had a 650. Where's your criteria that says that was a cutoff? Were you discriminating against this person? Well, no, it says favorable. Well, what's favorable mean? It's ambiguous. It's not clear. You have to have a clear criteria that you can deny somebody for. And again, nobody wants to be put in these situations. The odds of these things coming up are probably slim to none. I have not had to face any, but we have always had extremely clear criteria. I've got another video regarding whatever site it's on, regarding stop acting like a small landlord. And guys, when you act like a small landlord, you check out the video, but it talks about, I talk about that's how you get into trouble. And it's not having criteria like this. It's thinking you're being nice and doing somebody a favor, bending the rules. What happens when you bend rules for one person because they're nice, they were cordial, and not another person, is you open yourself up for discrimination. Again, odds of it happening are low. I'm not an attorney, don't ask me. But what I'm saying is treat everybody the same. Have clear criteria, and when you deny an applicant, state why. You don't have to don't say anything that's ambiguous. With your clear criteria, you should be able to list it either in bullet points, maybe it was multiple things, because you have a pit bull, because you didn't meet a 650 credit score, because you have an eviction, because you have a broken lease, whatever it is. That's how you deny an applicant. That's how you keep yourself out of trouble. Again, the odds of that happening are slim to none, but I don't want to get in the situation. I keep myself out of it, and generally, I don't want to take somebody's application fee. I'm not in there just to take an application fee. We're just in there to give solid people a solid house. And to do that, we have to have solid and strict criteria. And I know people for a fact will tell, I've had plenty of tenants tell my assistant and various other people that even my leasing agent, I am firm, but I am fair. If you meet the criteria, we don't have any other reason to do anything. We have no other reason to deny you. We want to accept you. We just want to get rid of a certain type of people with those, people who go on eviction or who don't pay rent and are evicted. We don't want those people in our property, which is why we have the criteria. So I hope that was helpful. Again, this is a deny an applicant on how to do that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It was a question I got on Bigger Pockets. I hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. If you guys have any other information or any other tricks, strategies that you use to deny an applicant, let me know below. I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week. Thank you.